Chief Herroitt-Sullivan, can you just explain to us why you chose to bring on Executive Deputy Chief Anderson onto the Rochester Police Department? What in his background, his expertise, do you believe will be an asset to the City of Rochester in terms of helping to build community and policing relationship, as well as this change that we're going through in our city?
Sure. First of all, I've known Andre Anderson for a while. We're both members of Noble. And I know his work ethic, I know his character, he's a servant leader, and also his skill set. We complement each other, where he's got experience in overseeing SWAT teams, homicide divisions, specialty units. That's definitely a plus. And then I also needed someone that fit the criteria I've set for bringing people into leadership positions in RPD, which is competency, ethics, and commitment. Those are the things I want to see, and he certainly more than fits that.
Executive Deputy Chief Anderson, can you just explain to us what do you feel that you bring to the Rochester Police Department in this new role?
Well, I think I'll be an asset primarily because I place a great emphasis on people. Not just the police officers, but as well as the people in the community. I have a passion for caring about people and their needs. And I think that this community is looking for that. I think that we have a lot of great and fantastic leaders here. I believe strongly in community policing, and when I spoke to Chief Herroitt-Sullivan, that's what she was looking for. And I know that's that's who she is as a leader. I believe in what she's bringing to this organization. So it was easy for me to come to impart some of the skill sets I have with respect to community outreach, community engagement, and working to develop this department and getting the people in this community involved in community policing.
Chief Herroitt-Sullivan, can you just explain what the role of Executive Deputy Chief is? I know that it's been in the police department years ago. You brought it back. Why, and how would that, improve or be of value to the new structure?
Sure. It's in my administration, it's meant to place Chief Anderson as second in command in the department. He oversees the other deputy chiefs. I want to take full use of his skill sets, his experience, and ensuring that we bring a quality level to the department that I think it'd be up with national standards. It's not that some of those things don't exist already, but he certainly has a wealth of experience that I think can take us to a whole new level. So I'm looking forward to having him to do that and, groom some of our folks. We've got a few new people. We've had some, leadership changes. And again, my goal is I want ethical, competent, and committed people, but that's a standard we've set, and that's a message I want to consistently send day after day after day.
So obviously, much earlier on in your career, you've had some disciplinary situations that have gone on. It's no secret to the public. Just to give you an opportunity to maybe explain, what you've learned from that experience and how it has made you a better leader today, a better man, and so forth.
Well, thank you for asking me that, because I think it's important to get in front of those types of issues. And quite frankly, I had some discipline early in my career, primarily because I deserved it. I was relatively young and I made mistakes. And I think what that does is it allows me to understand where not only police officers make mistakes from time to time, but that they're held accountable. And I come from an organization where accountability is high, and I was held accountable. And as a leader, I've also held people accountable. But I've also had a great deal of grace with respect to what people do when you can do that. That accountability I learned early on in my career extends to members of the community. Sometimes people in the community are arrested. Sometimes they encounter situations with the police where they need to have the same grace. And I understand that. I understand that from myself, being a young man, and we're talking about over 25 years ago that this took place. But obviously, you know what? It's made me who I am. It's part of my character. And that's what I think is important about policing and people in general. We live in an imperfect world, but we expect perfection. And I expect to hold people accountable as I was held accountable. But yes, I made some mistakes early on in my career. This is a vibrant community. You know what? I love the challenge. I've had an opportunity to go all over the county, meet with people, talk to people, and I feel the heartiness and respect that people have for this organization, that they have for this department. Yet there's a need for some change. And I believe I have some experience with change. And so I'm excited to be here because I want to be part of the reform. I want to be part of the community policing. And I want to be part of the great changes that we'll see here. And I'm hoping that the community members will accept me as a person that's here to be part of the change and to help them.